Have you had Sepharim and other valuable books in your library for years, and the bindings come off, or the pages are torn, or a page came out? What to do? You can't part with that book, but you also are a little embarrassed every time you have to take it out, or it's a pain in the neck because you lose it and then you have to put it back in. Ugh, it's in the wrong place today. Not anymore. Today, we have a special guest, Mrs. Roberta Redfern. She's going to show us what to do when we have these situations with our books, using a few simple materials. And what you'll be able to do after this short workshop is to take those books and make them like new again, or certainly good enough for others to say, "You did that? I am impressed." First of all, we're going to be able to return a book to its original binding, a book that may have come completely out of its binding, but you can put it back together again and put it on your shelf with the knowledge that it will stay together. The second thing we're going to do is take a page that is completely removed from the book and put it back in the book. What about if a page is torn? We can fix that page so it looks almost like new. And what about the corners that are shriveled on the sides? We're going to figure out how to make those flat so that you won't be able to tell that they were ever folded over before. I'm excited to work with you. Mrs. Redfern will show us how to become experts in fixing our torn books.
Hello, I'm Roberta Redfern, and I am going to be showing you a few techniques for simple book repair so that you can keep your beautiful and treasured books in Sepharim useful and able to use them without further damage. This morning I'm going to be showing you a few techniques of how to repair a book. And some of the things you'll need for that, of course, you'll have your books that are in a state of disrepair. You'll want some glue. This is PVP. It's similar to Elmer's, but it's better for books. This Filmoplast tape, which is like Scotch tape, but again, much, much better for your books. And this, which we'll be using very shortly, is linen hinging tape that we're going to put this book binding back together. And we'll be using weights. I have bricks covered up in an old vinyl tablecloth. So first we have this book that the binding has come off. The cover has come off completely. Some of you will have books where the cover isn't off completely, but you want to fix it. So that's where we use this kind of hinging tape. And it pulls out, and you measure it, and you're going to cut it. Let me get my scissors here. Okay, I've cut it. So we take this paper off, and you have a lovely, lovely linen that we're going to just put half of it right here, and the other half is going to go here. There we go. So that we now have this nice hinge. It's called a hinge, and that's why it's called hinging tape. Let's see if we can't get that a little more precise. There we go. Now there's this other tool. It's used to get all of these little wrinkles out. Come on now, you stay in place. There we go. And that will there you go. See, in general, with a book like this, we would recover the whole thing and put a whole new cover on. But for what you want to do, and just to get it usable, The other thing I do want to mention is that this tape, as you can see, is only about 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches. You can get a 2-inch tape. Amazon has all these kinds of equipment, and Joann's Fabrics and places like that. Michael's might. And you can get a 2-inch, which would probably be better for this, but this is what I had here. So again, I'm going to put it right here. So maybe I'll start with it here. Down there, really good. Use my tape thing, and now put this here. There, that's much better. Now again, we don't have a spine on here. I have it here. If you want to just stick it back here, you can use more hinging tape. It won't look so pretty, but it will keep it with your back spine on there. And you can get these kinds of tapes also. So I have many colors, and you could then tape 3, 4, 5 down the line to hold everything better in place. And if you'll just give me a second here. So I would cut 1. And again, this is not gorgeous, it's just fixed. Two, and the last one down here at the bottom. So your book is at least back together, and you've got your cover on, and that works. The next thing we're going to do is glue in a page that has come out of the book. So I have here a beautiful book, but 2 pages have come out. So here we're going to use the PVA glue, a small paintbrush, and the glue. And I'm going to use just a strip of paper. It's fairly thick, and I just cut this out of any paper that I find. You can use an old Kleenex box that you want to cut up. But what it does is it just gives me a little place to know where I'm gluing. And I take a little bit of the glue. I just want it to go right here. Right down. There we go. And it doesn't matter, as you see, if you get the glue on this thing, because at least you've got a nice line here. So I'm on page 100. I want 101 over here. So there we go. Right in place. And I was missing 103 as well. I'll just, as long as I'm here, if you don't mind, I'll take another second to get this other page in here. And then I'm going to stick a brick on it. And when you're doing this gluing, you want to go from the middle all the way out and make sure you're going towards the end, and don't go this way, because then you can get glue inside the other pages. So you want to be sure you're going towards the end of the page. Okay. So there we are. That's glued in nice. I'm going to take it there. I'm going to put a brick on it and let it sit there. I have a ripped page. This is certainly not a safe fair, but I wanted to show you how to repair a torn page. And here's where we use the Filmoplast. It's interesting stuff here. It pulls up just like that other hinge stuff. It's a very thin, you can see here, I hope you can see that, and you just pull the length that you need and rip it. Okay, and I'm going to put this recipe back together, this picture. All right, it's torn in 2 ways. I'm going to need a wee bit more. That right down there, and I'm going to cut off this excess that I don't need. And this I will just wrap around the page. And again, I can take, right, I can't find the other one, and make this really, this one here has got this nice beveled edge. So now you've got a tear that is really, it's not visible. It shouldn't be visible. I can still see my tear, but that was in a picture. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you how to do is sometimes, especially in Sephorum that are used so much, open and close, you end up with pages that are folded up like this. And this is where this lovely mix, 1:1 ratio of water and alcohol will straighten your pages. So you just pull it out as straight as you can get it. Give a spritz. And again, you're not going to weight this. I'm assuming that it's in a book. You're just going to put the weight on top of the book. Close the book, put the brick on top, and let it sit there. And when it comes out, it's going to be straight. You can see it's already straightened out. You don't see the creases anymore. So I'm going to let that sit there and it will dry. And there you have it. It has really been a pleasure sharing these techniques with you, and I hope you will find them all very, very useful.
I'm so glad you were with us today. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. And by enjoying, I mean, I feel competent now, and that's a good feeling.